Bungie was back this week with their latest news dump, including early season nerf to Lorentz Driver, plus we got a bug update, and Season Lost did start off a little bit more buggy than usual, plus the latest Hotfix 3.3.0.1, and we've got the full patch notes. So loads of stuff to get through today, but if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content, and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, without delay, let's jump into the news from the 2nd of September 2021. Well, this week at Bungie, we travelled through the ley line. So another week, another twab, and the last four have been mega Godzilla-sized twabs, leading up to the Season of Lost and the big Destiny 2 showcase that we had last week. So expect the next few weeks to be a little bit lighter as the new season is live and the game is doing all the talking. So week 2 of Season of Lost is now underway. So spoiler alert, there's a new boss awaiting for you in the Astral Alignment activity, and a new area to visit in the Shattered Realm. So the Queen of Lies herself, Savathun, is encased in her crystal sleeping bag, but still whispering in your ear when you visit. She made her case at the start of the season. Was it convincing? Did you buy it? Maybe just a little? Well, talking about a little, first up we've got a little too hot, and we've got a quick update on some weapon fixes that went out yesterday through a rapid turnaround to address community feedback. So here's the weapon design team to tell you more. So first of all, we've got a nerf to Lorentz Driver. So typically when we make an exotic, we start from the position that the gameplay is a fantasy that work in all game modes, then dial it back from there as needed. So Lorentz Driver's core fantasy is receiving bounties, hunting them down and collecting your reward, and the target makers are key to this, so we opted to keep them at launch and see how it played out in the wild. But it turns out that a change is definitely needed, so we've removed the target markers from players to remove the free info you get in PvP for having the weapon equipped while preserving the weapon's fantasy in PvE. Next we got Iron Banner weapons. So all Iron Banner weapons from Season of Arrivals onwards have been able to use the new Iron Banner perks. So these perks were left out of the two brand new Season of Lost Iron Banner weapons, so we picked one perk that we feel works really well on each of them and added it to the second trait column. Well, next up we have no dancing. So early in the season there's always a few bugs left to squash, so our player support team are on the lookout for reports and working hard to make sure they're on our list of known issues. So here is a list of known issues. So we've issued a server-side fix to resolve an issue where Tier 3 focused Umbral engrams had no weekly limit. The Decrypting the Darkness quest cannot be obtained from the Umbral decoder, and access to it in the Prismatic Recaster cannot be unlocked. The barriers surrounding the Scorch Cannons in the Fallen Walker public event repel anything near them, preventing heroic completions of that event. And the Dawn Chorus Exotic Warlock helmet no longer extends burn damage on enemies, and due to an issue where Titans could unintentionally do large amount of damage with their throwing hammers, we've temporarily disabled the Worm God's Caress Exotic Titan Gauntlets. Similarly, due to an issue that allows hunters to dodge an unintended amount of times in a row, we've temporarily disabled the Radiant Dance Machine's Exotic Hunter Pants in Gambit and all PvP activities. The Red War Collections badge became unfinished with the redistribution of the Exodus Dawn armor. This does not affect any previously earned titles that required the completion of this badge. The Wicked Overgrowth Iron Banner shader is not obtainable, and the Proving Ground Strike doesn't appear for players on Nessus if they didn't unlock it before Season of the Lost. The Promethean Spur Exotic Warlock leg armor now seems to require a solar weapon to create healing and empowering rifts, which can only be created one time. And error code Potato may be appearing more frequently for PC players because Steam doesn't recognise the installation folder. The K1 Crew Quarters Legend Lost Sector on the Moon says Void Burn in the Director and Totem, but has Arc Burn in the activity. And finally, the Share the Glass emblem can't be acquired from the Bungie rewards, and the issue will be resolved on September the 7th. Well, next up we got Hotfix 3.3.0.1, and this goes through all the things that were fixed on the 2nd of September 2021. So first of all, we've got activities. We've got seasonal and astral alignments. So fixed an issue where the Ether Collection encounter could soft lock when all the Ether Wisps were destroyed, and fixed an issue where objects could be removed when players left the activity while carrying them, which could soft lock the activity. For raids, we've got Vault of Glass. So fixed an issue where Atheon would sometimes summon an invisible barrier to block Guardians from entering the Vault of Glass. And then we've got the UI and UX. So general, fixed an issue where the pre-order text string for the 30th anniversary wrapped and overlapped the title in Japanese, Polish and Russian, and other localization fixes for Japanese and Polish and Russian will be fixed in Hotfix 3.3.0.2. Fixed an issue where the description of the top tree Dawnblade mentioned sliding instead of gliding in German, and fixed an issue where some players could not discard Solstice key fragments. Players who have remaining Solstice key fragments can now dismantle the entire stack from their inventory screen, and incoming and outgoing Bungie friend Toast no longer play before character selection. Fixed an issue where some roster screens would not consistently indicate if you've blocked a player on your Bungie friends list. Next we got gameplay and investment, so first of all we got armour. Fixed an issue preventing players from changing the armour energy type of Lucky Pants. Actually changed the cost of global reach to 3 energy. Fixed an issue causing the fire and ice artifact mod to spawn fewer wells than intended. And fixed an issue that prevented Season 15 Iron Banner armour sets and the new exotic armour pieces from taking shaders. Corrected the insertion cost of linear fusion rifle targeting mod in the artifact to be 500 glimmer, just like other mods. And fixed an issue causing the 2021 Solstice Eververse Hunter arms ornament not to be visible in the list of ornaments. Fixed an issue causing the new Shards of Galanor exotic armour ornament to improperly display colours. And fixed an issue of Radiant Dance machines to trigger armour mods and stasis fragments more often than intended. Fixed an issue causing the Fusion Rifle Scavenger artifact mod to use old perks, allowing players to gain heavy ammo when picking up special ammo bricks. And finally, fixed an issue where Promethean Spur would not spawn additional combination rifts after the first one. Next we have weapons. Lorentz Driver will no longer be able to apply a nav point to players in the Crucible that are selected as targets, and targeted players will still have the red glow on their biped and still drop telemetry patterns when killed, and this change does not affect the targeting behaviour for PvE combatants. Added Iron Banner perks for the possible trait rolls for Peace Bond and Forge's Pledge, and Peace Bond can now roll Iron Reach, and Forge's Pledge can now roll Iron Grip. So with abilities, we got fixed an issue where specific stasis crystals were dealing an additional instance of detonation damage against players. And then finally, we've got general, so crossplay, voice chat enabled. That is a really good one. And some communication privacy settings are still not working as intended for Xbox players. Xbox players will still hear voice and receive invite from anyone, even if privacy settings are in friends or in-game friends. Xbox players will still hear voice and non-Xbox players, even if you can communicate outside of Xbox with voice chat and text is set to be blocked. And Xbox players will still be able to hear other Xbox players in Fireteam chat on Team Chat, even though that player is on their mute list. Then we got the Witch Screen pre-order incentives, so fixed an issue where the Lucidity Witch Screen pre-order emblem was not showing up in emblem collections, and it should automatically appear in the collection for all players who have pre-ordered now. Loads of really good stuff there, loads of bugs, and the Lorentz Driver nerf, really interesting stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you think of that. But that is it for all the latest news from Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.